Hey there, everyone. It's Andrew Fazekas, the Night Sky Guy, your host every week talking about what else? The night sky, the stars, and all the magic that happens in the heavens above. Every week is awesome, and I'm so happy you could join me. I love having you come along with me on an exploration of what we can find every week in the night sky. And I've got the comments open, so you can feel free to put in where you're watching from, where you're joining me from. It's amazing to see everyone from around the world. I'm broadcasting from Montreal, Canada. It's at the 45-degree north latitude. So I'm halfway between the North Pole and the equator. And it is very much autumn where I am. I'm looking outside. The leaves are turning all kinds of beautiful colors. Many of them are falling down, doing a lot of raking as a consequence in my backyard. And but the skies are just great because with the chilly weather, we're getting less haze and really crystal clear skies to do wonderful watching of celestial objects. And of course, so I want to join with you in exploring some of the stuff that we can see. So why don't we just dive in right away into the planetarium program? Here we go. We've got our sky set up for Monday, October 17th, 2022. Here we are kicking off another week of sky watching. And what do we have? Well, we've got some very bright stars that are really pinning down the skies at this time of the year. Many of them are visible right across the world as well. And some of these bright dots in the sky are not stars, but planets, in fact. And so this is sort of the sky that you'll see looking towards the south, southwest, west. You see all the compass directions in green here on the edge here. And you can see this is just a representative horizon. And you see the glow still of sunset. This is set at just about a half hour after sunset. And some of these bright stars, as I said, are not stars, but planets. Here you can see if you're looking towards the southeast, east, anytime this week, you get to see our favorite planets, the largest planets in the solar system, which is Jupiter and Saturn. So Jupiter and Saturn, as you can see here, are really bright. You can't miss them. And they really dominate together right across the southeast southern sky. So right, as I said, this is after sunset, but watch what happens if I go magically kind of hour per hour. So this is about 7 o'clock p.m. This is 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11, midnight. And you'll see that Jupiter by midnight is really high in the south. And look at that. Saturn is low in the southwestern skies. Very obviously, you can see Jupiter is in the constellation of Pisces, the fishes, while Saturn is right inside of Aquarius, the water bearer constellation. And so this is, like I said, this is set up at about 40, 45 degree north latitude. So we're talking about cities like New York, Washington, Toronto, Seattle, Tokyo, Rome, Italy. These are kind of the areas that it's very, very much like this. And if you're kind of closer to the equator or in the southern hemisphere, these will be shifted. But the positioning of these stars and planets relative to each other are going to be the same. They're just the orientation might be slightly different. And of course, if you're up around midnight, look what's going to be happening in the eastern skies. Our friend that's really the dominant constellation, the easiest one to really learn from in the winter time in the northern hemisphere, and in the for the southern hemisphere, it's your summer, is Orion. Orion with its 3 stars that mark the belt of Orion, and then pinned down in the shoulder with Betelgeuse, a big bright orange star, the other shoulder by Bellatrix, and then you've got Saiph and Rigel marking the knee and foot of Orion, the mythical hunter. Now, we'll talk so much more about this in the coming months, coming back to Orion, exploring a lot of the deep sky treasures. These are objects that are beyond the solar system. It's jam-packed in this part of the sky. Really, the winter season for the northern hemisphere, which is the summer in the southern hemisphere, is my favorite time of the year to really explore the heavens with binoculars and telescopes. Despite the chilly temperature here up north, it is really amazing. There are more bright stars in the coming months that you'll see in the sky. It's not just what you think it is. It really is more stars in the sky that are visible, that are bright. And what you'll notice also is there is the moon. So this is, again, around midnight tonight, Monday night, October 17th into the 18th, you'll see the moon creeping up above the horizon in the northeast. And it'll be right next to 2 bright stars. Those bright stars are the Gemini twins, Castor and Pollux. Castor has a very distinctive white coloration. There's no doubt about it. It sits about 50 light years away. And then you've got Pollux, which has got a definite yellow coloration and is much closer at about 33.8 light years away. So this pairing, which represents the head of the Gemini twins, are going to be close up with the moon. Again, stay up late. Now, if you're an early bird, you don't have to stay, and you get up in the morning. This is how the trio is going to be traveling across the night. Watch, there's the moon. I'll just mark it there. Zoom in a little bit more. Watch, I'll just set this up for you. And you'll see that the moon traveling, this is around 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. There we go. So maybe you get up early in the morning. Maybe this is something that you may experience if you're an early bird at dawn. And that's about at dawn. So by dawn, you should see that beautiful quarter moon practically in the constellation Cancer, the crab. You can see there's the artist representation. And it's going to be high up in the southeast. Isn't this like the beautiful? I mean, I love it. And then I'll go back to the late night. A lot of us are up at night, right? But that's in the morning. And I'll switch back and forth for the rest of the week so you can see. But basically, if you're up in the evening, we talked about Jupiter and Saturn, right? Right here. This is now I'm back to around 11 p.m. tonight, Monday the 17th. There's that other, I wanted to make sure you see in the northeast, there's Orion rising. By midnight, it'll be a little bit higher up. But look what else is there. Mars is there. Another bright star called Capella, part of the Auriga constellation right there. Then you've got Taurus, the bull, marked by Aldebaran, just to the right of Mars. It's a bright orange star. It is a giant star right there. Let me zoom in. There you can see. And Aldebaran, very easy. It's the red eye of the bull. It's 66 light years away. And all of this is in just one part of the sky. Really exciting time. There's a lot more. There's like deep sky treasures in there too. But I want you to be able to just recognize these. They're really amazing. You can't miss it. Oh, I'm seeing folks chiming in. You've got Antonio from North Texas. Welcome. Suna, of course, talking about time travel is always possible at space. It is magical. Robin from Alabama, nice of you to join. John from Glasgow, Scotland, great for you to be on board with us. Robin from Northern California. Sharon from Johannesburg, South Africa. Wonderful place. I've visited South Africa numerous times, and just a great country and just beautiful skies. And look, that's exactly what Sharon is mentioning. That her skies are amazing. She says that clear skies, enjoying watching Jupiter, moon, and stars. Exactly. So we're talking about stuff that you could be in the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. There's always something to see, and these events and objects I'm mentioning are visible in both hemispheres. There's Bruce from Charlie Lake, BC, British Columbia, a fellow Canuck. Amazing skies, Isabel says. Sarah from Michigan, wonderful. Emily from Kansas. Tess from Sweden, and Kalina from Bermuda, very nice. Chris from UK, and we've got Todd from Florida, USA. Virginia from New Jersey. Mario from Edmonton. Wow, wonderful to see all of these people from everywhere. We've got folks from India, Scotland. Oh my gosh, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So this is the sky set up again for Monday, the 17th. And we are going to go on to the next day. Here we go. And what you'll notice is that the moon is out of the way of the evening sky. So what does that tell us? Those of you that have followed me for a long time know that when the moon is not in the skies, that is the perfect time to do what? Look for deep sky treasures. And sure enough, the sky is filled with lots of really interesting things. And one of the ones that you should take advantage of now that we're heading into late October, the second half of October and November, it really is a great time to see a galaxy looking outside of our solar system. And I'm looking at just above Jupiter. So if you see these bright stars, let's go a little bit earlier in the day. This is, again, anytime this week, clear skies. Just pick your night that you have a good night of clear views and look for Jupiter. Okay, maybe this is, I'm going to look for, say about 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock. You're looking in the south, southeast. Look for these two bright yellowish stars, Jupiter and Saturn. Jupiter will be brighter than Saturn, as your mark posts, guideposts. And above those, you'll look for a 4 stars that make a giant square. This is the chest of Pegasus, the flying horse. You can see it upside down here. That's what it kind of looks like for me here at the 45th latitude north of the equator. It's upside down. And the chest of Pegasus, the flying mythical horse, has this beautiful marking marked by these 4 stars. Some people call it a giant baseball diamond in the sky. And each of those bases and home base are marked by these beautiful stars, different colors. Algenib is blue, Alpharetz is white, Shiat is orange, Markab is white. Now, what's interesting is there's 2 objects to really look at. One is if you look towards the off Markab And I'll have a star chart for this so you can use on your own if you want. I'll post that later. But you can look through the neck, take these stars that are in a line, you star hop from one bright star to the next up until this orange star called Enif. It marks kind of the nose of Pegasus. And what's really interesting is, let me see if I can get this marked off. Let's see if I can get this in there. And oh, it's funny that it doesn't do it. Why isn't it doing it here? Well, that's strange. Always something with my how is this not working? Let me see. Oh, that's why. Bingo, got it. There it is. So M15 is a beautiful globular cluster, and it's on the off the tip of the nose. Sometimes it's called the fly, the horsefly, buzzing on the tip of the nose of this little celestial equine constellation. And there is Enif, this very brilliant orange star. Again, you go through markup. This is one of the 4 stars in the square of Pegasus, and then you kind of go off, star hop along the neck and the head of the horse, and then until you reach that orange star, and then about an equal distance almost from these 2 stars, take another step off in that same line. Just extend that line between this star and Enif, right? This star Beham and Enif to this kind of what will look like a little cotton ball. And what this is just a magical city of stars that sits 34,000 light years away. It's magnitude 6.2, so it's very easily visible, found with binoculars. And this is kind of what it looks like. Isn't that just gorgeous? Man, and it's filled with hundreds of thousands of stars, 34,000 light years away. I mean, it's incredible. And there it is in the constellation Pegasus. It was discovered back in 1746 and is included inside Charles Messier's catalog that he put out in 1764. And so this is really just a swarm of stars. Like I said, hundreds of thousands of stars. And it lies 34,000 light years away, and it has a diameter stretching from one side to the other 175 light years. So imagine the stars that are on this side of this ball of stars, the light takes 175 years to reach the other side over here. It's just incredible. So just to put that into perspective, most of the stars that we see in the night sky, the bright stars with your naked eye on any old night, on average, they're about 70 to 80 light years away. And so this is, about more than twice that distance from one side to the other. That's how large this globular cluster is. It's called M15 again, and it's just off the tip of the nose of Pegasus. Now, that's just one. And then, of course, you have, I'm going to talk more about this maybe next week too, next few weeks, is Andromeda Galaxy. That sits off the other side of the 4 stars that mark that great square of Pegasus. That's the name of that, marks the chest of Pegasus. And there you go. That's Andromeda Galaxy. There's a chain of stars that mark the body of the Andromeda princess of ancient mythology. And she is represented by these 2 kind of crooked rows of stars. And if you follow along with binoculars, you can find that fuzzy marking, that like blob that marks Andromeda Galaxy. Just amazing to think it's 2.5 million light years away. And this is what it looks like through long exposure photography. It's a neighboring large galaxy. It's the next large spiral galaxy next to the Milky Way. It's actually larger than the Milky Way. We think it contains over 1 trillion stars. That's right. That's 1,000 billion stars inside there. And it's there, ready for you to look for. I mean, it's just incredible. I mean, what's in the sky? That is evening deep sky hunting. These guys treasure hunting right now this week without the moon in the evening skies. But if you are an early bird person and you get up before sunrise, this is where you're going to find the moon Tuesday morning. Let me just get it at dawn here. I would say that's pretty good like that. You'll see the moon. As I said, it'll be near the stars Castor and Pollux, the Gemini twins. You can see that up there. The moon is right there. I've marked it. But if we switch to the next days by Tuesday, Wednesday, guess what? The moon is near the star Regulus, which is the heart of Leo the Lion. So mark that down on your calendar. Thursday morning at dawn, you'll see the moon pairing up with Regulus, beautiful bright white star that is about 78 light years away from Earth. Then if we move on to Friday, here we are. We'll go to Friday. It's in the belly. The moon is in the belly of Leo the Lion. Then at the back feet of the lion, it's a really beautiful crescent-shaped moon. You'll see another fainter star than Regulus next to the moon. Again, this is Saturday morning, Saturday at dawn, about an hour, a half hour before your local sunrise. You'll see Denebula. Denebula is a fainter star than Regulus. It marks the tip of the tail of Leo the Lion. It's a star that's about 36 light years away. That's what you're looking in the east. This is all happening in the east. Now, other than that, what the other big skywatching news I want to finish off today's broadcast with is, of course, the meteor shower. The Orionid meteor shower is very, very, very cool because let me tell you a little bit about it. So a meteor shower is a cloud of debris that Earth slams into. They're mostly the size of the grain of sand, this cloud, all that's what it's made up, these basically sand particles. Our planet slams into it every year like clockwork. There's over the calendar year, there's many meteor showers that we talk about. This one is called the Orionid meteor shower. This year, some of the major showers have been drowned out by the moon. The glare of the moon really is not good for watching meteor showers. And that's why I haven't talked too much about it. I do mention them, but I don't put a lot of emphasis this year on certain ones that I usually do because the moon is in the way. So you can always count on me. I'm not going to oversell one of these meteor showers that are interfered with if there's bright glare of the moon. It's just not, you're not going to get that show. That's simple as that. It's more disappointing. But what's really good is Orionids. It's a minor shower, but there's no moon in the evening skies when you want to go out and watch for shooting stars. So it's a great event this year. The Orionids are greatly positioned because the moon is not going to interfere for most of the show because the moon will only be in the sky, crescent moon, a quarter moon, I should say. We're talking just a couple of hours before sunrise. So that means those of you who want to go out like late at night to go out and watch shooting stars, it's perfect. So what you want to do is go out Friday night into Saturday morning is when you want to look for the Orionids meteor shower. Expect anywhere from 10 to 20 shooting stars. And let me tell you, I'm going to just get that all set up here for you. And you can see the Orionids. Let me get this all squared away in the morning skies. So if we're looking on Friday night, Friday night, let me put it at sunset and put this about a couple of hours after sunset. There you can see some meteors coming up from the bottom of the horizon there in the northeast. And what's really cool is that these meteors, these little sand grain-sized particles, are actually part of a very famous comet, an icy visitor called Comet Halley. Halley's comet last time came around in 1986. Won't come around for another 76 years. So until I think the year 2061, something like that. And so while the comet only comes around once every 76 years, bits and pieces of it, every time it comes around like it did in 1986, pieces of it fly off the surface of the comet. It melts because it's mostly made of ice. It's like a giant dirty ice ball. And as it melts, because of the heat of the sun, it throws off a lot of material. And it's that material that we slam into, and it burns up like a shooting star. We call them shooting stars or meteors. And it's a flash of light. And so they're literally bits and pieces of Halley's Comet that you get to see in the sky with your own eyes. How cool is that? And so that's what you're going to see. And you can see in this animation that I'm showing you of Orionids. The Orionids are named after the constellation they appear to originate from, which is just on the off the arm of the Orion constellation that rises around 11 o'clock midnight this time of the year. Now, the Orionids are visible all across the world. So it doesn't matter if you're watching from South Africa or from Sweden, you should be able to see some Orionids. And anywhere from 10 to 20 shooting stars is what we can expect. Best views will be late at night into the early morning hours before 2, sometime I would say between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. local time, wherever you are. And you want to know where to look? Look towards the east. Look for that orange Mars. The planet Mars will be a great guidepost because the radiant, where all the meteors appear to be kind of originating out from, kind of radiating out from, is just underneath the planet Mars. So it's really, really easy to find. And if you can get to dark skies away from the city, best. Try to find a spot that's comfortable. Lie down on a blanket, or maybe perhaps get a lawn chair where you can lie back. You don't want to get a crink in your neck looking up for an hour. That's very uncomfortable. So you want to be comfortable and get warm. Make sure you bring blankets and dress warmly, maybe some hot chocolate. Again, the peak for Orionid meteor shower is Friday night into Saturday morning. So October 21st to the 22nd is when you want to go out and view this beautiful fireworks show that nature puts on, and you'll be able to make lots of wishes. So that's a lot of stuff this that you have for this show. There's no doubt about it. We can do stuff in the evening. We can do stuff at night. So it's a lot of fun. If you're interested in more about the night sky, I recommend checking out my book, The Backyard Guide to the Night Sky. It's considered a bestseller thanks to you guys. It fits into a briefcase, suitcase, backpack. If you're going traveling or sitting out on the deck, it's a great little book, handy book to have, filled with sky charts and all that. Also, really excited about this, folks, is my new book. This is huge. I'm the lead author on this amazing atlas. It's called the Stargazer's Atlas. It's kind of the ultimate guide, coffee table, large. It weighs a lot, so it's not an outdoors necessarily book, but it's something that you can use to really get a sense of what stargazing is all about, what it has been in history, what it means to humanity, how to actually practically do it. This book is coming out on October 25th. I'll have a lot more details. I'll have it for sale as well. Signed copies, if you want to get signed, dedicated copies. I'll hopefully be able to do that. I'll have more information, I hope, in the coming week about that. So stay tuned. I'll also have for sale the other book, Backyard Guys. I'm really excited to be able to have an online store where I'll be selling copies of this. You can get it directly from me. And if you like this show, if you like all the stuff that we're talking about, best support, give me a thumbs up, share this video with your family and friends. Let's get some more people under the stars. And please subscribe to my channel, whether you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter. I appreciate your support. I'll be here next week. And in the meantime, check out my website, thenightskyguy.com. I've got some really good blog posts. That's brand new. You can check those out as well. And of course, on Facebook and Insta and on Twitter, I have sky charts that I put up during the week. So we can always stay in touch with each other. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope all you guys have, of course, as I always wish, clear skies. Bye-bye.